Have you ever wondered what happened when the famous and powerful fall from grace? From celebrities to politicians, business tycoons to royalty, history is filled with spectacular stories of those who climbed to the top only to come crashing down. Today, we'll explore 9 shocking tales that remind us of the fragility of success and the consequences of unchecked ambition. Who doesn't know Tiger Woods, the golfing legend who dominated the sport for over a decade? His incredible talent and work ethic made him a household name and a role model for millions. But in 2009, Tiger's world came crumbling down when his infidelity and multiple affairs were exposed. Endorsements were lost, his marriage ended, and his once sterling reputation was tarnished. Tiger's fall from grace serves as a reminder that even the greatest among us are human and susceptible to poor choices. It's a cautionary tale about the importance of maintaining integrity, both in one's personal and professional life. Despite his immense success on the golf course, Tiger's actions off the course ultimately overshadowed his achievements, leaving a lasting stain on his legacy. Louis C.K. was once one of the most respected and beloved comedians in the industry. His relatable humor and honest storytelling resonated with audiences worldwide. However, in 2017, multiple women came forward accusing him of sexual misconduct, including allegations of exposing himself and pleasuring himself in front of them. Louis initially denied the claims but later admitted to the inappropriate behavior. His career came to a screeching halt as projects were canceled and he faced widespread backlash. Louis C.K.'s downfall highlights the consequences of abusing power and the importance of accountability, even for those we admire. The allegations against Louis C.K. were a wake-up call for the entertainment industry, shining a light on the pervasive problem of sexual harassment and misconduct. It demonstrated that no one, regardless of their talent or fame, is above facing consequences for their actions. Kirby Puckett was a baseball legend who spent his entire career with the Minnesota Twins. He was a fan favorite, known for his infectious smile and clutch performances. In 2003, Puckett was inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, cementing his legacy. But just a year later, shocking allegations of sexual assault surfaced, with Puckett accused of assaulting a woman at a restaurant. The accusations were never proven in court, but the damage was done. Puckett's reputation was forever tarnished, and he passed away in 2006, leaving behind a complicated legacy. Roger Ailes was the powerful and influential CEO of Fox News, shaping the network into a ratings juggernaut and a force in conservative politics. However, in 2016, former Fox News anchor Gretchen Carlson filed a sexual harassment lawsuit against Ailes, alleging years of inappropriate behavior. As more women came forward with similar accusations, Ailes was forced to resign in disgrace. His downfall was a reminder that even the most powerful individuals can be held accountable for their actions. Way back in the day, Marie Antoinette, the Queen of France, was once a symbol of wealth and privilege. Her lavish lifestyle and infamous quote, "Let them eat cake," embodied the disconnect between the monarchy and the suffering of the French people. As the French Revolution gained momentum, Marie Antoinette became a target of public outrage. She was eventually guillotined in 1793, a shocking end for a queen who had once lived in opulence. Her story serves as a cautionary tale about the consequences of ignoring the needs of the people and the dangers of excessive extravagance. Kevin Spacey was a 2-time Oscar-winning actor who commanded the screen with his talent and charisma. But in 2017, his career came crashing down when actor Anthony Rapp accused Spacey of making sexual advances towards him when Rapp was just 14 years old. More allegations of misconduct followed, leading to Spacey's dismissal from the hit show House of Cards and other projects. His once celebrated career was in ruins. Spacey's downfall was a watershed moment in the Me Too movement, highlighting the pervasive issue of sexual misconduct in the entertainment industry. It demonstrated that no matter how powerful or revered an individual may be, they can still be held accountable for their actions. Martha Stewart built an empire on the foundations of homemaking, cooking, and lifestyle expertise. Her brand was synonymous with perfection and taste. However, in 2004, Stewart's world was turned upside down when she was convicted of insider trading and sentenced to 5 months in prison. The woman who had taught America how to live well was now a convicted felon. Stewart's fall from grace was a harsh lesson in the importance of integrity and the consequences of white-collar crime. Charlie Rose was a respected journalist and television host, known for his insightful interviews and commitment to quality journalism. But in 2017, multiple women came forward accusing Rose of sexual misconduct, including unwanted advances and inappropriate behavior. Rose was promptly fired from CBS and PBS, and his once esteemed career came to a crashing halt. His downfall highlighted the prevalence of sexual harassment in the workplace and the importance of holding even the most respected individuals accountable. Jussie Smollett was a rising star on the hit TV show Empire, known for his activism and advocacy for the LGBTQ+ community. In 2019, Smollett alleged that he was the victim of a hate crime, sparking widespread outrage and support. However, as the investigation unfolded, Smollett was accused of staging the attack, allegedly filing a false police report. While the case remains controversial, Smollett's career has suffered and his reputation has been heavily scrutinized. His story serves as a reminder of the consequences of potential deception and the importance of upholding the truth. Alex Rodriguez, or A-Rod, was once a baseball prodigy with a promising future. He signed a record-breaking $252 million contract with the Texas Rangers, cementing his status as a sports icon. However, his fall from grace began when he admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs during his time with the Rangers. As if that wasn't enough, he was later implicated in the biogenesis scandal, leading to a record-breaking suspension from Major League Baseball. A-Rod's legacy went from being a surefire Hall of Famer to a cautionary tale about the pitfalls of cheating and ego. Danny Masterson rose to fame as the lovable, cool guy character Hyde on the hit sitcom That 70s Show. However, his star quickly faded when he was accused of raping multiple women in the early 2000s. After a lengthy legal battle, Masterson was sentenced to 30 years in prison for his crimes. His case shed light on power dynamics within the Church of Scientology, of which he was a prominent member, and the struggles victims face in coming forward against high-profile individuals. Elizabeth Holmes was once hailed as a Silicon Valley wonderkind, with her company Theranos valued at $9 billion. She promised to revolutionize the healthcare industry with her innovative blood testing technology. However, it was all a sham. Theranos technology never worked as advertised, and Holmes was eventually exposed as a fraudster. She was found guilty of defrauding investors and now faces years in prison. Holmes' story is a cautionary tale about the dangers of overhyping an idea and the lengths some will go to maintain a facade of success. Roseanne Barr was a trailblazer in the world of television comedy, creating and starring in the groundbreaking sitcom Roseanne. Her show was praised for its realistic portrayal of a working-class family and its ability to tackle controversial topics. However, Barr's fall from grace came swiftly after she posted a racist tweet about former Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett. The backlash was immediate, and she was removed from the rebooted show bearing her name. Barr's story serves as a reminder of the power of words and the consequences of insensitive behavior in the public eye. Armie Hammer was once a rising star in Hollywood, known for his good looks and charming on-screen presence. However, his career came to a screeching halt in 2021 when disturbing allegations of cannibalism and sexual abuse surfaced. Explicit messages allegedly sent by Hammer detailed his desire to engage in cannibalistic acts. As more accusers came forward, Hammer's reputation was shattered, and he was dropped from multiple projects. His story serves as a chilling reminder that even the most seemingly perfect facades can hide dark and disturbing secrets. Jerry Falwell Jr. was the president of Liberty University, one of the largest Christian universities in the world. He wielded significant influence in the evangelical community and played a crucial role in securing the support of conservative Christians for Donald Trump's presidential campaign. However, Falwell's fall from grace came in 2020 when it was revealed that he and his wife had engaged in a years-long sexual relationship with a young pool attendant. The scandal exposed the hypocrisy within the evangelical movement and led to Falwell's resignation from Liberty University. In the late 1980s, Milli Vanilli burst onto the music scene with their catchy pop hits and flashy dance moves. They won a Grammy and achieved massive commercial success. However, their fame came crashing down when it was revealed that they had been lip-syncing the entire time, and the vocals on their albums belonged to other uncredited singers. The scandal was a massive blow to their credibility, and they were forced to return their Grammy. Milli Vanilli's story highlights the importance of authenticity in the music industry and the consequences of deception. Galileo was a 17th century astronomer and physicist who made groundbreaking discoveries that challenged the prevailing geocentric model of the universe. He observed moons orbiting Jupiter and championed the heliocentric model with the sun at the center. However, his views clashed with the Catholic Church, which clung to the geocentric model as a scriptural truth. Galileo was summoned to Rome by the Inquisition in 1615 and forced to recant his beliefs under threat of torture. While he continued his work discreetly, Galileo's legacy was marred by his forced submission to religious dogma. Phil Spector was a legendary music producer who played a pivotal role in shaping the sound of popular music. He pioneered the wall of sound technique, creating lush, layered recordings for artists like the Beatles, the Ronettes, and Ike and Tina Turner. However, Spector's personal life was marred by violence and paranoia. In 2003, actress Lana Clarkson was found shot to death in his mansion. Spector maintained his innocence, but after a lengthy trial, he was convicted of murder in 2009. Spector's fall from grace was tragic and shocking, with his artistic legacy forever intertwined with his violent act. Jonathan Majors seemed destined for greatness. His powerful acting in films like The Last Man Standing and Lovecraft Country had Hollywood buzzing with excitement. But in 2020, his meteoric rise was halted by an arrest for disorderly conduct in Malibu. While the charges were dismissed, the incident left a stain on his once pristine image, reminding us that even the brightest stars can be eclipsed by controversy. Major's fall from grace serves as a cautionary tale about the importance of maintaining composure and avoiding legal troubles, especially in the public eye. Ezra Miller's portrayal of the eccentric Credence Barebone in the Fantastic Beasts franchise made them a fan favorite, but their off-screen antics have overshadowed their on-screen success. Multiple arrests, harassment allegations, and erratic behavior have painted a picture of a troubled individual struggling with personal demons. Miller's volatility has left fans wondering if their talent will be overshadowed by their troubles. Ezra's story highlights the importance of seeking professional help and support when facing mental health challenges, especially in the spotlight. Lance Armstrong was a true icon, dominating the Tour de France for 7 consecutive years. His victories were an inspiration, a testament to perseverance and athletic excellence. But in 2012, a shocking truth was revealed. Armstrong's wins were fueled by performance-enhancing drugs. The scandal shattered his reputation, leaving behind a legacy of betrayal and shattered trust. Armstrong's fall from grace serves as a reminder that cheating and deception, no matter how tempting, ultimately lead to a far greater fall. Mel Gibson was the epitome of a Hollywood action hero, his portrayal of Mad Max cementing his status as an A-lister. But a series of drunken and anti-Semitic outbursts exposed a darker side to the actor. Gibson's public apologies failed to fully repair the damage, and his career suffered a significant blow, reminding us that prejudice and unchecked anger can have severe consequences. Gibson's tale highlights the importance of addressing personal issues and seeking help before they spiral out of control. Even the great Socrates, the father of Western philosophy, fell victim to the perils of fame and influence. His relentless questioning of the Athenian status quo was seen as a threat to traditional authority. In 399 BC, Socrates was accused of impiety and corrupting the youth, leading to his death by hemlock poisoning. His fall serves as a tragic reminder of the dangers of challenging the established order and the importance of exercising wisdom and caution when speaking out against powerful forces. Anne Heche was a talented actress, captivating audiences with her performances in films like Donnie Brasco and 6 Days, 7 Nights. However, her personal life often overshadowed her professional achievements. A highly publicized relationship with Ellen DeGeneres and a mental health breakdown cast a shadow over her career, reminding us that even the most talented individuals can be consumed by personal struggles. Anne's story also serves as a reminder of the importance of prioritizing mental health and seeking support when needed. Bill O'Reilly was once a powerhouse in conservative media, his brash style and unapologetic views garnering him a loyal following on Fox News' The O'Reilly Factor. But in 2017, allegations of sexual harassment forced his resignation, exposing a culture of secrecy and abuse within his program. O'Reilly's downfall shows the consequences of unchecked power and the importance of accountability. It also highlights the need for a safer and more respectful workplace environment free from harassment and abuse. Katherine Heigl's portrayal of Izzy Stevens in Grey's Anatomy made her a household name, but her career took a nosedive after she criticized the show's writing and distanced herself from projects she deemed subpar. This perceived lack of gratitude and difficulty on set earned her the label of difficult in Hollywood, leading to a decline in film offers and a reminder that humility and professionalism are essential in the entertainment industry. Heigl's fall serves as a lesson in the importance of maintaining positive relationships and showing appreciation, even when facing creative differences. With his fast-paced delivery, devilish grin, and self-deprecating humor, Charlie Sheen's comedic brilliance fueled his rise to become one of the biggest sitcom stars on television in the 1990s and 2000s. His turn as the wisecracking womanizer Charlie Harper on the smash hit 2.5 Men made him the highest-paid actor on TV at his peak earning power. But as naturally hilarious as Charlie was on screen, his offstage antics were no laughing matter, thanks to out-of-control substance abuse issues and wild child behavior. After one too many incidents of him melting down in public while trashing his bosses, Sheen was unceremoniously fired from his show in spectacular fashion. Despite his immense talents, Charlie couldn't escape becoming a real-life caricature of the hard-partying, misogynistic rocker he once depicted so memorably. His epic downward spiral from beloved funny man to a rock-bottom punchline is one of Hollywood's most tragic falls from grace. In 2017, Matt Lauer was one of the biggest names in morning television. As the co-host of NBC's Today Show, he was a household name and a hugely popular figure. However, everything came crashing down when he was suddenly fired due to allegations of inappropriate sexual behavior in the workplace. An NBC employee had filed a detailed complaint against Lauer, accusing him of sexual misconduct. This turned out to be just the tip of the iceberg, as more women came forward with similar stories. Lauer was quickly fired, and his once stellar reputation was in tatters. In the years since, even more disturbing details have emerged about Lauer's behavior. One former NBC employee, Brooke Nevels, alleged that Lauer had anally raped her while covering the 2014 Sochi Olympics. Lauer denied the allegation, but the damage was done. The Duggar family rose to fame on the reality TV show 19 Kids and Counting, which followed their ultra-conservative Christian lifestyle. However, their world was rocked by scandal in 2015, when it was revealed that the eldest son, Josh Duggar, had molested 4 of his younger sisters and a babysitter when he was a teenager. Despite the family's attempts to cover up the incidents, the truth eventually came out, leading to the cancellation of their show. Josh was forced to resign from his position at the Family Research Council, a prominent conservative Christian group. Pete Rose was once a baseball legend, holding the record for the most hits in Major League Baseball history. Known as Charlie Hustle for his relentless playing style, Rose was beloved by fans and respected by his peers. However, his legacy was forever tarnished in 1989 when he was permanently banned from baseball for betting on games while managing the Cincinnati Reds. Despite his initial denials, Rose eventually admitted to gambling on baseball, a violation of the sport's rules that was considered a betrayal of the game's integrity. His ban from baseball made him ineligible for induction into the Hall of Fame, a devastating blow for a player of his caliber. Mario Batali was once a beloved celebrity chef, known for his vibrant personality and his expertise in Italian cuisine. He hosted numerous TV shows, authored cookbooks, and owned a successful chain of restaurants. However, his culinary empire came crashing down in 2017 when multiple women accused him of sexual misconduct, including allegations of groping and inappropriate behavior. In the wake of the Me Too movement, Batali was forced to step away from his businesses and television shows. His reputation was further damaged by the release of a documentary titled Batali: The Fall of a Superstar Chef, which delved into the toxic culture of sexual harassment in the restaurant industry. In the mid-2000s, Michael Vick was one of the most electrifying and popular players in the NFL. The quarterback for the Atlanta Falcons was known for his incredible athleticism and his ability to make jaw-dropping plays. However, his career came to a screeching halt in 2007 when he was indicted on charges related to an illegal dogfighting operation. The details of the case were horrific, with evidence showing that Vick and his associates had been involved in brutally killing underperforming dogs. Vick ultimately pleaded guilty and served nearly 2 years in federal prison. Rudy Giuliani was once hailed as a hero and a true leader. As the mayor of New York City during the 9/11 attacks, he showed incredible strength and resilience in the face of tragedy. His calm and unwavering leadership during that time earned him the moniker America's Mayor. However, Giuliani's reputation took a nosedive in the following years, particularly due to his involvement in the efforts to overturn the results of the 2020 presidential election. He became a central figure in spreading baseless conspiracy theories and making false claims about voter fraud, ultimately leading to his suspension from practicing law in New York. In 2023, Giuliani was indicted on charges related to his alleged efforts to overturn the election results in Georgia. His fall from grace was a dramatic one, as he went from being a respected figure to becoming a symbol of the erosion of democratic norms and the spread of misinformation. Bobby Fischer was once considered a chess prodigy and one of the greatest players of all time. At the height of his career, he captured the world's imagination with his stunning victory over Boris Spassky in the 1972 World Chess Championship, a match that was seen as a symbolic victory for the United States during the Cold War. However, Fischer's life took a dark turn in the years that followed. He became increasingly reclusive and paranoid, making controversial statements and engaging in erratic behavior. His fall from grace reached its nadir in 1992 when he was indicted by the United States government for violating sanctions against Yugoslavia by playing a rematch against Spassky in that country. Jim Bakker was once a prominent televangelist and the host of the popular TV show The PTL Club. Along with his wife, Tammy Faye, he built a massive Christian theme park called Heritage USA and amassed a multi-million-dollar empire. However, Bakker's world came crashing down in 1987 when it was revealed that he had used ministry funds to pay hush money to a former church secretary who alleged that he had raped her. This scandal was followed by revelations of accounting fraud and financial mismanagement within the PTL ministry. Bakker ultimately resigned from PTL and was convicted of fraud and conspiracy charges, serving nearly 5 years in federal prison. Amy Winehouse was a phenomenally talented singer and songwriter who burst onto the music scene in the early 2000s with her unique blend of jazz, soul, and R&B. Her 2006 album Back to Black was a critical and commercial success, earning her widespread acclaim and multiple Grammy Awards. However, Amy's life was plagued by substance abuse issues, and her struggles with addiction played out in the public eye. Despite her immense talent, she was unable to overcome her demons, and her erratic behavior and legal troubles overshadowed her musical achievements. Winehouse's untimely death at the age of 27 was a tragic end to a remarkable but troubled career, serving as a sobering reminder of the dangers of addiction and the importance of seeking help. Michael Jackson was the king of pop, a chart-topping musical genius who dazzled fans with his dance moves and instantly recognizable hits. But his life took a dark turn amid disturbing allegations of child molestation. Though acquitted in his criminal trial, Jackson's image never recovered from the sordid accusations, and he became a virtual recluse, his talents sadly overshadowed by a swirl of controversy. For the man who once seemed to defy gravity on stage, the hardest fall was from public grace. As a filmmaker, Woody Allen was celebrated for decades with his wry, neurotic comic sensibilities. He wrote and directed some of the most iconic comedies and dramas in cinematic history. But in the Me Too era, renewed scrutiny over allegations that he molested his adopted daughter Dylan Farrell torpedoed Allen's reputation. Actors like Timothée Chalamet denounced him, and Amazon shelved his films. For an artist who once captured upper-crust New York malaise so memorably, Allen faced a bitter reckoning in his twilight years. Former Fox News anchor Megyn Kelly challenged Donald Trump and advocated for Me Too victims, raising her media profile considerably. But her attempt to relaunch her career with an NBC morning show in 2018 backfired spectacularly. Just days after controversially defending blackface Halloween costumes on air, NBC swiftly canceled Kelly's show amid the uproar. The insensitive remarks violated a clear line at her new mainstream home after years of stoking division at Fox. Kelly's hard-earned credibility evaporated in a flash. For years, comedian Michael Richards delighted millions as Cosmo Kramer, the hilariously eccentric neighbor on Seinfeld. But in 2006, his nice guy reputation unraveled when a shocking video surfaced of Richards going on a racist rant during a comedy club performance, berating black audience members with slurs and abuse. It was a fatal lapse that effectively ended Richards' career as Hollywood swiftly ostracized him. One blind rage had erased all the goodwill he'd cultivated for playing his iconic sitcom role. Judy Garland rocketed to fame as a child star in The Wizard of Oz. But behind the scenes, the pressures of Hollywood led to a lifelong battle with drugs. Studio executives pushed diet and sleeping pills on the young Garland to control her weight and energy levels. This sparked an addiction that plagued her for decades with personal troubles, suicide attempts, and career setbacks. Despite her immense talent, the former Dorothy could never find lasting happiness. Garland's fragility was exploited at a young age by an industry obsessed with her image over her well-being. The childhood trauma of being fed pills manifested in an adult struggle to cope, derailing her once bright future as a screen icon. As a boxer, Mike Tyson was one of the all-time greats, an intimidating heavyweight champion known as the baddest man on the planet. But his career and reputation took major hits due to his erratic and criminal behavior outside the ring. From a 1992 rape conviction to the 1997 incident where he bit off part of Evander Holyfield's ear during a fight, Tyson's wild antics often eclipsed his tremendous boxing talents. He later rebounded with acting roles and emerged as a wiser, humbler man. But Tyson's heyday was marred by controversy after controversy. Tyson's skill and ferocity in the ring contrasted with his inability to channel that intensity into a disciplined life away from boxing. His lack of self-control spurred a downward spiral few athletes have experienced. In 1936, King Edward VIII caused a huge crisis by announcing his plan to marry the twice-divorced American socialite Wallis Simpson. The British government and most of the public were against the marriage, seeing Simpson as unsuitable to be queen. After initially refusing to give her up, Edward abdicated the throne to his brother to marry the woman he loved. His fall from king to duke in a matter of months was an abdication unlike any before it. Edward was besotted with the glamorous Simpson, but their relationship sparked concerns about her ties to the Nazi regime and her ability to serve as a royal properly. Ultimately, Edward's desire to put personal interests first cost him the crown in an episode that upended the monarchy. As president in the 1970s, Richard Nixon went from being a respected world leader to resigning in disgrace amid the Watergate scandal that rocked his administration. The cover-up and abuse of power exposed during the investigations shattered Nixon's credibility and trustworthiness with the American public. His dramatic fall from being the nation's highest elected official to a figure of scorn and mockery was one of U.S. history's most spectacular political downfalls. Nixon tried to rehabilitate his image in later years, but Watergate forever tarnished his legacy. Nixon's tenure came to represent the dangers of rampant deception from the Oval Office. His wrongdoings left an indelible stain on the honor of America's presidency itself. As a charismatic NFL star and popular actor, O.J. Simpson seemed an untouchable celebrity. But in 1994, he went from American hero to suspected murderer in the killings of his ex-wife Nicole Brown Simpson and her friend Ron Goldman. Though acquitted at the criminal trial, Simpson was found liable for the deaths in a civil suit. The case endlessly captivated and divided the nation. Once beloved, Simpson is now most infamous for the dark allegations that shattered his previously impeccable image. Shia LaBeouf's career trajectory reads like a roller coaster careening through Hollywood's highs and lows. Once hailed as a promising young star, captivating audiences in hits like Disturbia and Transformers, he later plunged into a maelstrom of controversy. Amidst public adoration, his personal demons surfaced. Struggles with anger and alcohol culminated in a series of infamous incidents. In a startling turn, LaBeouf faced assault charges in 2005 for a confrontation with his neighbor, a chilling echo of his on-screen intensity. However, the climax of his fall from grace arrived in 2007 when accusations surfaced that he had appropriated an indie comic by Daniel Clowes, casting a shadow over his once glowing reputation. Once hailed as the poster boy for Subway's healthy eating revolution, Jared Fogel's fall from grace was as dramatic as it was disturbing. His claim to fame? The famed Subway diet that catapulted him into the limelight. But behind the scenes, he was accused of heinous crimes involving child exploitation. Fogel's swift descent into infamy sent shockwaves through the media and public alike. Abruptly ousted from Subway's advertising campaigns, his former pedestal crumbled under the weight of grave accusations. Fogel's story is a cautionary tale of how swiftly fortunes can change, reminding us that heroes can harbor hidden shadows. Once a beloved comedian on Saturday Night Live, Al Franken's humor lit up screens across America. Transitioning from comedy to politics, he became a U.S. Senator from Minnesota, wielding influence both on stage and in the Senate chambers. However, his rapid rise came to an abrupt halt when allegations surfaced. Several women accused Franken of inappropriate touching during photo sessions, claiming it was unwanted. Despite his apologies, the scandal forced him to resign from his prominent senatorial position. Since then, the laughter of his comedy days has been replaced by a conspicuous absence from public view. Jerry Lee Lewis, once poised to rival Elvis in fame, met with a catastrophic downfall that reverberated through his life. In a controversial move born of passion, he married his 13-year-old first cousin, a decision that shattered societal norms and sparked a firestorm of condemnation. Amid widespread backlash, the media and music industry turned their backs on him, plunging his nightly earnings from $10,000 to a mere $250. This scandal became an indelible stain on his career, casting a long shadow that he struggled to escape for years. Despite later finding some success in country music, Lewis never fully outran the controversy. Even after multiple subsequent marriages, the specter of his scandalous union lingered, haunting him throughout his tumultuous life journey. From charming audiences in The Parent Trap to making Mean Girls a cult classic, Lindsay Lohan's journey has been anything but conventional. Rising from a Hollywood wonder kid to a notorious figure of tabloid intrigue, she's battled through stints in rehab and jail, becoming a poster child for the pitfalls of child stardom. Despite her undeniable talent, her career has been marred by unprofessionalism and legal troubles, leading to multiple movie setbacks. Now slated to stage work in London's West End, will this mark a triumphant return for Lohan, or are we simply waiting for the next chapter of her roller coaster life to unfold? Nicknamed the Human Bullet, Ben Johnson soared to fame as the fastest man in the 1987 Rome World Championships. On the 24th, he shattered the world record, claiming the Olympic 100-meter gold and dazzling the world with his unparalleled speed. But just 3 days later, Johnson's triumph turned to tragedy as he was stripped of his title due to a doping scandal. The doping scandal not only cost Johnson his gold medal, but also jeopardized lucrative endorsement deals worth up to $12.8 million. The swift change in his fortune left the sports world reeling and marked one of the most dramatic falls from grace in Olympic history. Jimmy Savile, a name once synonymous with charity and entertainment, was a well-loved BBC presenter, famed for shows like Top of the Pops and Jimmy'll Fix It. He was celebrated as a quirky, benevolent figure, seemingly devoted to helping the sick and delighting audiences across the UK. Yet, behind this carefully crafted image lay a nightmarish reality. Savile's sinister double life was one of exploitation and abuse, targeting hundreds of innocent victims, including children under 5, in places that should have been safe havens: television studios, schools, and hospitals. Shockingly, These dark deeds remained concealed from the public eye until his death, revealing a chilling tale of betrayal and deception hidden for decades. Aaron Burr's fall from grace is a tale steeped in betrayal and ambition. Once the Vice President of the United States, his career took a fatal turn when he fatally shot his political rival, Alexander Hamilton, in a notorious duel. This infamous act not only ended Hamilton's life, but also marked the beginning of Burr's downfall. Cast out from the political circles of Thomas Jefferson, Burr's ambition knew no bounds. In a daring move, he plotted to carve out his own empire from Spanish territories, even scheming to invite a revolution against the very nation he once served. Caught in the throes of treason, Burr faced trial in 1807. Despite narrowly evading conviction, his once illustrious career lay in ruins. Returning from a decade-long self-imposed exile in Europe, Burr retreated to New York City, where he faded into the shadows, practicing law in obscurity. His once promising career ended in tragedy, a cautionary tale of ambition, rivalry, and the perilous consequences of a single bullet. Bill Murray has long been a fixture in the limelight, often surrounded by controversy that seems to follow him like a shadow. Despite this, his enduring popularity stems from his perceived relatability and authenticity. Recent developments, however, have cast a stark light on Murray's darker side, leading to a dramatic downfall. Headlines blare with reports of a substantial $100K settlement involving Murray and a significantly younger female crew member from his latest film. Allegations suggest Murray crossed boundaries by straddling her during a scene, claiming it was meant as a jest. Yet, this revelation has prompted former colleagues such as Gina Davis, Lucy Liu, and Richard Dreyfuss to step forward, recounting their own unpleasant experiences with the star behind the scenes. Kanye West rose to become one of the biggest names in rap music and hip-hop culture with hit albums and popular fashion collaborations. At his peak, his Yeezy fashion line with Adidas helped make him a billionaire. But in 2022, Kanye went on anti-Semitic rants making hateful comments and threats against Jewish people. This led to major brands like Adidas, Gap, Balenciaga, and others immediately cutting ties with him. Even ex-wife Kim Kardashian, the mother of his 4 children, denounced Kanye's hate speech as unacceptable. In mere days, the backlash and severed business deals caused Kanye's net worth to plummet from over $1 billion to just $400 million. For over 4 decades, Joe Paterno was the beloved and wildly successful head coach of the Penn State Nittany Lions football team. He led the program to 37 bowl games and 24 wins, setting the record for most career victories ever by a college coach with 409. But just weeks after that milestone win in 2011, Paterno's legendary reputation came crashing down. It emerged that his longtime assistant coach Jerry Sandusky had been sexually abusing young boys for over 15 years. And there were allegations that Paterno may have known about Sandusky's crimes but failed to take sufficient action. Outraged by the horrific scandal, Penn State fired the 84-year-old coaching icon after 46 seasons amid the disgrace. As the director of massive superhero blockbusters like X-Men and Superman Returns, Bryan Singer was once one of the most powerful filmmakers in Hollywood. His movies grossed over $3 billion worldwide. However, in 2019, Singer faced a shocking expose that he had allegedly sexually assaulted and preyed upon multiple underage boys going back decades. Reviled by the public and industry, Singer saw his career and reputation utterly destroyed overnight. Major studios canceled his upcoming big-budget projects like the Red Sonja remake. For the first time in years, the formerly A-list director found himself completely unhireable. As the star of the hugely popular Disney Channel series Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus was a role model for millions of kids and a beloved teen idol. But in 2013, the then 20-year-old Cyrus caused global outrage with her raunchy, provocative performance at the MTV Video Music Awards. Dressed in a silly bear costume, Cyrus twerked and danced outrageously, leaving pretty much everyone who watched disgusted and appalled that the former children's TV star would degrade herself in such a sexual way on live television. While Cyrus claimed she did it all for media attention and to make history, her parents saw it as a sad and inappropriate breakdown of her once innocent image. The actor Isaiah Washington looked to be a rising star after landing a major role on the hit ABC medical drama Grey's Anatomy in the mid-2000s. But his promising career came to a screeching halt in 2007 after multiple allegations that he had used a homophobic slur toward his co-star T.R. Knight on set. Despite Washington's apologies, the scandal proved too much and he was fired from the show. Though he continued getting acting work for years after, the hateful language controversy tarnished Washington's reputation. By 2023, he had decided to retire from acting altogether at age 59, saying the haters and provocateurs had won. Napoleon Bonaparte was a military genius who rose from being a minor French nobleman to conquering most of Europe and crowning himself Emperor of France in the early 1800s. He won countless battles through daring strategies and led the French Empire to become the dominant power on the European continent. However, Napoleon's overconfidence eventually led to his downfall. His disastrous decision to invade Russia in 1812 proved to be a catastrophic mistake. With his massive army decimated by the brutal Russian winter while occupying Moscow. Defeated, Napoleon was forced to abdicate in 1814 and was exiled to the remote island of Elba. Anthony Weiner was an up-and-coming star in the Democratic Party, elected 7 times to the U.S. House of Representatives from his New York district. But in 2011, the married congressman was caught sending sexually explicit photos of himself to several women via Twitter and messaging apps. The Carlos Danger sexting scandal, as it became known, prompted Weiner's humiliating resignation from Congress. He attempted a comeback by running for mayor of New York City in 2013. However, his campaign imploded again when it emerged he had continued his inappropriate sexting behaviors even after resigning from Congress. In 2017, Weiner was sentenced to 21 months in federal prison for transferring obscene material to a 15-year-old girl. By 2018, Leslie Les Moonves had climbed to become one of the most powerful media executives in the world as chairman and CEO of CBS Corporation, earning an astounding $69 million salary that year alone. He was credited with turning CBS into America's most-watched television network through hits like Survivor and positioning it as an early streaming leader. But Moonves' spectacular rise reached a stunning downfall in 2018 after over a dozen women came forward accusing him of sexual harassment, assault, and other misconduct over decades. Quickly fired by the CBS board despite his previous successes, the groundbreaking #MeToo allegations against Moonves represented a landmark moment exposing toxic sexism in the entertainment industry. For years, R. Kelly reigned as one of the biggest names in R&B music, bolstered by mega hits like I Believe I Can Fly, Ignition, and more. His record sales topped 75 million worldwide. But as early as the 1990s, disturbing allegations began swirling that Kelly had preyed on underage girls and accusations of sexual abuse. His reputation took a major blow when he was charged with child pornography in 2002 after a video surfaced appearing to show him with underage girls. But he was acquitted in 2008. However, Kelly's downward spiral became terminal in 2019 when the bombshell Surviving R. Kelly documentary aired, detailing decades of alleged sex crimes against minors and underage women. In 2022, at age 55, Kelly was finally convicted on federal racketeering and sex trafficking charges and sentenced to 30 years in prison. Rob Lowe is still a successful actor, even if he shouldn't be. In 1988, the actor found himself entangled in a web of controversy when a salacious home sex tape surfaced, featuring Lowe in a provocative rendezvous with a then 16-year-old Atlanta beauty, Lena Jan Parsons, and her 23-year-old companion, Tara Siebert. The incident, stemming from a night at the upscale Club Rio, unfolded at the Atlanta Hilton under the glare of a camera. As the scandal rocked the entertainment industry, Lowe's reputation teetered on the brink of obscurity. Despite the storm of negative publicity, he persevered, battling to resurrect his career from the ashes of disgrace. Witness the phoenix-like rise of a falling star as Rob Lowe defies the odds, proving that even the most spectacular falls from grace can lead to the most remarkable comebacks. Antonio Brown, a dynamic NFL wide receiver renowned for his athleticism and game-changing plays, saw his career path dramatically shift amidst controversies both on and off the field. Known for his flashy style and electrifying performances, Brown's reputation took a sharp nosedive due to a series of off-field incidents, including legal troubles and public disputes with team management. These events tarnished his image as a sports icon, leading to multiple suspensions and eventually severing ties with several NFL teams. His journey from stardom to controversy serves as a cautionary tale in the world of professional sports. King Charles I reached too high for power and ended up losing his head for it. King Charles' quest for absolute power led to his downfall and ultimate execution. As the monarch of England, Scotland, and Ireland, he believed in the divine right to rule unchallenged, ignoring Parliament's attempt to limit his authority. His pro-Catholic stance and resistance to Anglican norms fueled tensions, sparking the English Civil War in 1642. After his defeat and imprisonment, Charles was tried for high treason. On January 30th, 1649, he was executed in London, maintaining his composure by wearing two shirts to prevent shivering from being seen as fear. His dramatic end marked a significant turning point in British history. Joe Jackson, a legendary baseball player celebrated for his exceptional talent on the field, faced a stunning downfall when allegations of his involvement in the 1919 Black Sox scandal emerged. Accused of conspiring to throw the World Series, Jackson, known for his remarkable batting skills, found himself at the center of a national scandal that shook the sports world. Despite his immense popularity and prowess, he was banned from baseball for life, marking a tragic end to a once promising career. Stephen Collins, known for his role as the wholesome Reverend Eric Camden in the beloved series Seventh Heaven, experienced a shocking descent into darkness. A seemingly perfect TV dad, praised by fans, shattered by his own confessions. In 2014, an explosive audio tape leaked, exposing a disturbing truth. Collins, then 75, revealed his harrowing acts of child molestation. The once respected actor's pristine image crumbled as he disclosed unspeakable horrors. A haunting tale that unfolded in a heartbreaking therapy session with his former wife, actress Faye Grant. The tape unleashed a wave of disbelief and horror as Collins admitted to unspeakable acts, including exposing himself to a young relative and forcing her to touch him. The repercussions were profound as more voices joined the chorus of victims, unveiling a pattern of abuse spanning over 2 decades. Paul Francis Gadd, aka Gary Glitter, once adored as a 70s glam rock icon with numerous chart-topping hits, faced a dramatic downfall beginning in 1999. His global fan base was shocked when he was imprisoned in the UK for possessing 4,000 child abuse images, and he previously had been cleared of sexually assaulting a teenage fan 20 years before. After serving his sentence, he relocated to Southeast Asia, where he encountered more legal troubles, including expulsion from Cambodia and subsequent imprisonment in Vietnam for molesting 2 young girls aged 10 and 11. Glitter's legal issues continued with convictions for attempted rape and unlawful sexual acts with minors, and was jailed for 7 years for an attempted rape against and an 8-year sentence for unlawful sex with a girl under 13. He was given 12 months imprisonment for the attack on his 13-year-old victim and was sentenced to an additional 5 years for the remaining 3 counts of indecent assault. Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle, celebrated as one of early cinema's comedic giants, soared to fame and fortune with Paramount Pictures in the 1920s. However, his career took a tragic turn when he became embroiled in a notorious scandal. Accused of rape and manslaughter in trials spanning 1922 and 1923, Arbuckle faced severe public backlash and industry condemnation. Despite being acquitted, his reputation never fully recovered. Gloria Swanson lamented in her autobiography how swiftly public adoration turned to morbid fascination with his downfall. Arbuckle's legacy as a pioneering filmmaker was forever overshadowed by the scandal that gripped Hollywood and tarnished his once glittering career. The real-life twist in Allison Mack's story is more shocking than any TV drama. The former Smallville star who charmed audiences as Chloe Sullivan, the bright and loyal friend to a young Clark Kent, saw her world turn dark and twisted. Allison, once a Teen Choice Award darling, fell under the spell of the so-called self-help group NXIVM and its sinister leader, Keith Raniere. What began as a quest for personal growth led her down a harrowing path as a key recruiter for Raniere's secretive and abusive sex cult. The then 38-year-old's dramatic descent reached its climax as she faced sentencing in Brooklyn federal court for racketeering and conspiracy charges, where she branded women with Raniere's initials, subjected them to starvation and blackmail, and groomed them for his sexual exploitation, could have resulted in up to 40 years behind bars. Mack was released from prison in July 2023 and is currently on parole. David Letterman has had a long, influential career that ended on his famous talk show. David Letterman, a titan of late-night television, stunned his audience when he revealed his own scandalous secrets. During an episode of his famed talk show, Letterman confessed to engaging in inappropriate relationships with his staff, an admission triggered by a $2 million extortion plot. His candid on-air confession preempted the news stories, but it couldn't salvage his reputation. The grand jury appearance and subsequent public fallout marked a dramatic end to his influential career, leaving his legions of fans in a state of shock and disappointment. Sean Puffy Combs, Diddy, once cruising towards billionaire status, now finds himself at the center of a storm. With sexual assault allegations piling up and numerous civil lawsuits, his business partners have distanced themselves, causing his brand to plummet in value. The gravity of these cases, coupled with a potential federal investigation into human trafficking, casts a dark shadow over Combs' future. His freedom and fortune hang in the balance, with possibly even more dire revelations on the horizon. Marion Jones charmed us all with her radiant smile, magnetic personality, and elegance both on and off the track. Yet beneath that captivating exterior lay a deception that stunned the world. Jones was an inspiration, especially to young girls and women in sports, embodying the ideal athlete. Her denials in 2004 when accused of drug use were convincing. We wanted to believe in her integrity, and for a while, we did. But the truth eventually surfaced. Marion Jones, our symbol of athletic purity, admitted to using performance-enhancing drugs, tarnishing her legacy. The fallout was swift and severe. Stripped of her 5 Olympic medals, including 2 golds, she lost not just accolades, but the admiration of millions. In 2007, after confessing to steroid use from 2000 to 2001, Jones retired from sports. Her story is a poignant reminder of the pressures athletes face and the temptation of shortcuts. Mark Salling, renowned for his role as the rebellious Noah Puck Puckerman on the beloved series Glee, met a tragic end in January 2018. His passing marks a somber conclusion to a life overshadowed by legal troubles. Just weeks away from a pivotal sentencing hearing related to child pornography charges, Salling's guilty plea in December had cast a shadow over his once promising career. Authorities discovered an alarming cache of over 50,000 illicit images on his computer, leading up to a scheduled sentencing date of March 7, 2018. His untimely demise underscores the stark realities of fame and its precarious pitfalls. Chris Farley was the quintessential comedic genius who lit up the stage of Saturday Night Live with his larger-than-life characters and infectious energy. His sketches became legendary, earning him a place in the pantheon of comedy greats. However, behind the scenes, Farley's struggle with addiction cast a dark shadow over his bright career. Despite numerous attempts to overcome his demons, his battle with substance abuse ultimately led to his tragic and untimely death at just 33. Farley's story is a poignant reminder of the pressures and pitfalls that often accompany the spotlight, underscoring the fragile balance between brilliance and vulnerability. Jonah Hill burst onto the Hollywood scene with a unique blend of humor and talent that quickly made him a household name. Known for his roles in blockbuster comedies like Superbad and his dramatic performances in films such as The Wolf of Wall Street, Hill's versatility as an actor seemed boundless. However, the pressures of fame, coupled with public scrutiny of his weight and personal life, took a toll on his mental health. Hill's struggle to maintain his self-image and well-being in the face of relentless public and media attention highlights the often unseen challenges that come with celebrity. Scooter Braun, once a pivotal force behind Taylor Swift's meteoric rise, now finds himself bereft of artists. His career, marked by a dramatic feud with Swift, has been a whirlwind of success and scandal. Swift, having left Big Machine Records to escape a restrictive contract, saw Braun acquire her former label for $300 million, igniting a public clash. Braun's journey from celebrated philanthropist to a figure embroiled in personal and professional turmoil, including a recent divorce, underscores the volatile nature of fame and fortune in the music industry. In the annals of dramatic downfalls, few rival the saga of Anne Boleyn. She ascended to the pinnacle of power, captivating a king and becoming the Queen of England. Yet, in 1536, her world imploded when Henry VIII leveled shocking accusations of incest with her brother and treason against the realm. This once resilient queen met a tragic end on the executioner's block. Her tumultuous marriage to a mercurial monarch and her struggles to produce a male heir underscore the complexities of power and love in the Tudor court. Her downfall, fueled by a volatile mix of ambition, conspiracy, and gendered expectations, remains a haunting chapter in English history, a cautionary tale of the perilous heights and swift descents that await those who dare to reach for greatness. In 2006, the evangelical community was rocked by scandal when accusations surfaced against Ted Haggard, a prominent pastor known for his fiery sermons and staunch beliefs. A male escort came forward, revealing a secret life involving paid encounters and drug use, including crystal meth. Haggard faced immense scrutiny, leading to his resignation from the church he had led. In a bid to reconcile his public image, he pursued conversion therapy, grappling publicly with his identity and proclaiming a newfound alignment with heterosexuality. Throughout the turmoil, his wife remained steadfast by his side, adding a poignant dimension to his deeply personal and controversial chapter in his life. Ray Rice, once the celebrated running back for the Baltimore Ravens, found himself engulfed in controversy. After spreading positivity at the Array of Hope event, Rice's life spiraled when he was caught in a domestic violence incident that left his fiancée unconscious. The shocking event, captured on a grainy casino security video, starkly contrasted with his image as a hardworking athlete and community leader. Known for his generosity and personal connections with fans and hospital patients, Rice was a beloved figure in Baltimore. Now facing legal consequences and public outrage, Rice's reputation as a Pro Bowl player and community hero lies in ruins, a stark reminder of how quickly a public image can crumble. Paul Reubens, known to many as Pee Wee Herman, faced a stark plummet from fame's heights after his infamous indecent exposure incident in 1991. Despite loyal fans, his career dried up post-scandal. The mention of a sex scandal and a beloved children's show host in an adult movie theater spelled potential career doom. His fall from grace seemed inevitable, with banishment and permanent disgrace looming large. Hugh Grant, fresh from the success of 4 Weddings and a Funeral, found himself in a sensational downfall after an encounter with a sex worker named Divine Brown. This moment of insanity led to charges of lewd conduct and the prospect of jail time. His stroll down LA's Sunset Strip turned into a rendezvous that sparked headlines globally. Despite his rising star, this escapade led him straight into the spotlight of scandal, topping lists of disgraced celebrities. Amanda Bynes, once a beloved Nickelodeon star known for her comedic charm, saw her career spiral due to struggles with addiction and mental health. After rising to fame in the early 2000s, she took a break in 2010. Her substance abuse began with marijuana and escalated to drugs like Molly, ecstasy, cocaine, and Adderall. A public breakdown in 2013 led to a long psychiatric hold until 2022, marking a heartbreaking turn in her life. Paula Deen, famous for her rich Southern cuisine, fell from grace after being sued for racial and sexual discrimination. Court revelations of her racial slurs and controversial wedding plans led to her firing from the Food Network and lost endorsements. Her 2012 diabetes diagnosis further fueled criticism of her unhealthy recipes, leaving her reputation in tatters. John Edwards, once a top contender for the 2008 Democratic presidential nomination, saw his career collapse amid scandal. Edwards used campaign funds to hide an affair while his wife battled cancer. Though his 2011 felony trial ended in a mistrial, the damage to his political aspirations was irreparable. Ray Caruth's transition from a star-wide receiver for the Panthers to a convict is a shocking tale. Accused of orchestrating the murder of his pregnant girlfriend to kill their unborn son, Caruth's actions led to his conviction for conspiracy, shooting into an occupied vehicle, and attempted murder. Although he narrowly escaped a death penalty, his fall from grace remains a chilling story of betrayal and violence. Marcus Licinius Crassus' journey from immense wealth to a gruesome demise is unforgettable. Known for amassing his fortune through shady real estate deals and slave trading, he supported Julius Caesar and became governor of Syria. However, after a disastrous military campaign against the Parthians, Crassus met his end in a brutal manner, having molten gold poured down his throat, a grim fate for one of Rome's richest men. In 2001, Winona Ryder, famed for her role in Stranger Things, stunned Hollywood with a shocking $5,500-plus shoplifting scandal at Saks Fifth Avenue. The actress was caught stealing luxury items, including a $760 Marc Jacobs sweater and $600 worth of Frederic Fekkai hair accessories. This high-profile incident led to Ryder's conviction and 480 hours of community service, leaving fans and industry insiders in disbelief. Ellen DeGeneres, once beloved for her relatable humor, faced a dramatic fall when toxic workplace allegations emerged in 2020. Reports of intimidation, racism, and sexual misconduct on her show shattered her Be Kind image. The scandal tarnished her reputation and cast a dark shadow over the final season of her Emmy-winning series, disappointing fans worldwide. Tonya Harding was once America's Ice Princess, a scrappy underdog who became the first American woman to land a triple axel in competition. With her fierce determination and raw talent, she seemed destined for Olympic glory. However, Harding's dream of gold turned into a nightmare in 1994. She got caught up in a plot to harm her rival Nancy Kerrigan. Harding's ex-husband hired a guy to break Kerrigan's leg. The attack failed, but Harding's reputation was shattered. She got banned from figure skating for life and became a joke in the media. Her fall was as dramatic as any jump she ever did on the ice. For decades, Bill Cosby was known as America's dad. He broke racial barriers on TV, made fun educational shows for kids, and played the wise Dr. Huxtable on The Cosby Show. Everyone loved his clean, family-friendly jokes. But Cosby had a dark secret. In 2014, lots of women started saying he had hurt them. More than 60 women told similar stories about Cosby drugging and attacking them. His nice guy image was destroyed overnight. In 2018, Cosby went to jail for these crimes. The man who once sold Jell-O pudding pops to kids on TV was now eating prison food. Talk about a fall from grace. Rod Blagojevich was the cool governor of Illinois. famous for his big hair and smooth talking. He grew up poor but became the state's top boss. He even got to be on TV with Donald Trump on The Celebrity Apprentice. But Mr. B's big dreams led to big trouble. In 2008, he got caught trying to sell Barack Obama's empty Senate seat. That's a big no-no. He lost his job as governor and went to jail for 14 years. The guy who once ruled a whole state now had to clean prison floors for just $8 a month. That's a pretty big change in jobs. Aaron Hernandez was a football superstar. He played great in college and then got picked up by the New England Patriots. He was super athletic and scored lots of touchdowns. Everyone thought he'd be one of the best players ever. But Hernandez had a scary secret. In 2013, he was arrested for killing a man named Odin Lloyd. He went from playing football to going to jail for life. With an additional murder charge, Hernandez was found guilty of killing Lloyd in 2015. Just days after being found not guilty of another crime in 2017, Hernandez took his own life in prison. A sad ending to a shocking NFL crime story. Elvis Presley was the king of rock and roll. His cool dance moves, amazing voice, and good looks changed music forever. For nearly 2 decades, he dominated both the music and film industries as one of the biggest stars of his era. However, even legendary figures can face challenges, and Elvis encountered difficulties in his later years. By the late 1960s, his popularity had waned as musical tastes shifted. He struggled with weight gain and developed a dependence on prescription medications. Despite these setbacks, Elvis staged a remarkable comeback with his 1968 television special, which reignited his career and reminded audiences of his enduring talent. Tragically, Elvis Presley's life was cut short on August 16, 1977. He passed away in his Graceland mansion bathroom at the age of 42. Rolf Harris was a famous TV star and singer in Australia and the UK. Everyone loved his fun songs and TV shows for kids. He even painted a picture of the Queen. But in 2014, everything changed. Rolf was arrested and charged with 12 counts of indecent assault against 4 girls, with the youngest being just 7 or 8 years old at the time of the alleged offenses. The charges spanned from 1968 to 1986. During the trial, more allegations emerged, painting a pattern of predatory behavior spanning decades. In July 2014, Harris was found guilty on all 12 counts. The judge sentenced him to 5 years and 9 months in prison, stating that Harris had taken advantage of his celebrity status and had shown no remorse for his actions. He served nearly 3 years before being released on license in 2017. When he was released, he couldn't go back to being a TV star because no one wanted to work with him anymore. People were very upset that someone they trusted had committed such serious crimes. Rolf lost all his awards and honors, including his CBE, Commander of the Order of the British Empire. He went from being loved by millions to being reviled by almost everyone. Chris Brown skyrocketed to fame as a teenage R&B sensation, captivating audiences with his smooth vocals and impressive dance moves. His chart-topping hits and energetic performances quickly established him as one of the music industry's brightest young stars. However, Brown's career took a devastating turn in 2009 when he was arrested for physically assaulting his then-girlfriend, fellow pop star Rihanna. Photos of Rihanna's bruised and battered face circulated widely, shocking fans and the public. The incident resulted in Brown pleading guilty to felony assault, leading to 5 years of probation and mandatory community service. In the years following, Brown's legal troubles continued to mount, including a 2016 standoff with police at his home and a 2018 arrest in Florida on felony battery charges. These incidents, coupled with erratic behavior and public outbursts, severely damaged his reputation and career prospects. While Brown has maintained a dedicated fan base and continues to release music, his public image never fully recovered from the 2009 assault and subsequent controversies. The incident not only tarnished his career, but also sparked broader conversations about domestic violence in the entertainment industry. She was America's sweetheart, a movie star known for being nice and friendly. But in 2013, she showed a very different side of herself. Reese Witherspoon and her husband were driving late at night. A police officer stopped their car because he thought they might be drunk. Reese got very angry at the officer. She yelled things like, "Do you know who I am?" and tried to use her fame to get out of trouble. The whole thing was caught on video. People were surprised by Witherspoon's rude and entitled behavior. While Reese's movie star career is still intact, the incident did do damage to her once pristine reputation. He was one of the most powerful men in Hollywood. He made lots of famous movies and won many awards. But in 2017, everything changed. Many women came forward saying Harvey had essayed and used his power in Hollywood to take advantage of them. This led to the Me Too movement, where lots of people shared their stories of being assaulted by powerful people. Weinstein was found guilty and experienced one of the biggest falls from grace in history. These stories show us how quickly things can change and that personal conduct and integrity ultimately shape one's legacy. It's a reminder that our actions have consequences, no matter how famous or powerful. What do you think about these falls from grace? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and rock that notification bell so you don't miss our next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.